Hi everyone, this is a video of the Young Turks. Now I don't want to re-upload the video because I want to play two videos at once here. Not at the same time, of course. But these two guys here are showing off statistics of the Republicans versus Democrats of who really believes that Obama is born in another country compared to being born in Hawaii. And this is very, very disturbing for anyone out there who questions authority, questions the mainstream media, who questions documents and everything else out there. We all know that the birth certificate issue, it's a forgery. I mean, we all know that. It's been investigated and proven as a fact. But listen to what Cenk has to say here. I think I pronounced that right.
Misinformation. This is the old standby. The question here, this is number 5, Jesus. Your views about whether President Obama was born in the United States or not. The question's a little complicated, so leave it up there for a bit. The Democrat used to think he was born in another country, but now believe he was born, used to think he was born in another country, but now believe he was born in the U.S. That's the first one. Right. Very small. Only 2.8% of Republicans, 3% of Republicans have been convinced otherwise. Now, look at that second question. Used to think he was born in the U.S., but now think he was born outside. That's 8%. People have been convinced by the Orly Totses of the world, right? And then always believes he was born in another country. 56%, 55.6. Add the second number and third number together. That's 63.6%. 64% of Republicans think he was born outside the United States.
All right, stop and let's think about that. Let that settle in. 64% of Republicans believe the president was not born in the United States. A verifiable fact that has been proven over and over and over again. And this one is not the fault of the media, because they've shown the short form and the long form birth certificate over and over again. Every official in Hawaii down the line has shown it. The media has done a pretty good job here of showing the newspaper announcements of Barack Obama being born in Hawaii at the time. How could you have planted that? So they've seen it all, and they go, "Nope, not born here." But then that's the Republicans saying we choose to be ignorant. We are a party of ignorance,
right? And a news media that they listen to, because we know they don't go outside their regular news media. It's just the right-wing media. It's the Drudge Report, it's Rush Limbaugh, and it's Fox News. Basically, that's it. And they'll just reinforce that. They have no interest in telling the truth, and they are reinforcing this again and again and again. And, you made that point about the Democrats. Who are those 15% of Democrats who believe that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction? Right. I mean, I think we would still be doing this story if 14.9% of Republicans said they believe Barack Obama was born outside the United States.
That's exactly right, Ben, because, look, this is a lunatic fringe. These are the kind of, conspiracy nuts that think that we were made out of aliens and that, we didn't land on the moon and the moon is made of cheese. I mean, this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that OJ didn't kill the people, but it was actually his white brother. I don't know. It's just crazy stuff, right? But if 15% of Republicans were lunatics like that, you'd be like, wow, major party in America, 15% are lunatics. But it turns out it's nearly 2/3 of the party that have lost their ever-loving minds. It's a stunning fact.
And you hit on it before. It's not just losing your mind. It's this willful decision to ignore the truth. It's a willful decision to say, I'm going to go spend the rest of my life in an insane asylum. Normally, I'm fine. I'm functioning. I love my kids. I get along. I know how to earn a living. I make a meal. People like me. I'm involved in my community. But I'm choosing to be a crazy person. Yeah. The information is there. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so readily available. But but it's key for Fox to keep them believing this. Because if we have a rational world, if that number is reduced to 15%, we're still doing that story. That's an error.
I just got to point out, it's not just Fox News, all right? There's other alternative news sites that have been covering this other than the mainstream. Mainstream news, of course, is just bullshit and garbage. We all know that. But these two guys are part of the mainstream media, all right? But I'll continue here.
Of Fox's audience. Then people are going to look at that and go, who's this Hannity clown?
Yeah.
What's he talking about? The president was born here.
So I often talk about how I think the press makes a huge mistake, which they're never going to correct, in taking the Republican Party seriously, because the Republican Party does not have genuine ideology and principles, and what do they think about the budget or something? No. They're the party officials, representatives, politicians, etc., wholly owned subsidiary of multinational corporations. So we're going to talk about the budget and the debt here in a second, right? About the actual voters are totally, again, misinformed and in the wrong direction, etc. But the politicians say, well, you know what? We're gonna reduce the deficit, and then they put together a plan that actually puts a $3 or $4 trillion hole in the deficit. Why? Because they actually want to give a huge tax cut to their donors. So now that's the Republican Party officials. The Republican voters, well, they're a different animal, right? And apparently, and didn't used to say this in the past, but now I'm ready to say, given these numbers, apparently they shouldn't be taken seriously either. So they're a fringe, lunatic part of the country. Now, at the same time, you say, well, they win. So how do they win, right? You take...
Also, I don't think you can call 65% of one of the two major parties the fringe.
So a big chunk of the country's lost its mind, right? But so you take these guys who are willing to believe anything. That's why it's a perfect combo, right? So you got these guys who, like, corporations are people, my friend. Okay, I'll believe it. As long as it's against Obama, I'll believe it, right? Whatever you need me to believe. Oh, Sheldon Adelson has the best interest of the country in mind? Okay, I'll believe it, right? Oh, Karl Rove is a sweet guy and Obama's an evil guy? I'll believe it, okay? Whatever you need me to believe, I'll believe because I'm a fucking moron, right? So you take that and you combine it with the guys who get bribed by the corporations and the rich, and you have the Republican Party. So, I mean, they should be dismissed out of hand, but luckily, I'm telling you, they're on the wrong side of history. The thing is, the only thing keeping them afloat is the giant amount of money, their enormous life raft of money that they have. Because to me, one of the really important parts of that poll is the independents. Now we'll go through the numbers, then we'll get to what I think about the independents. If you pull out that string from the Republican Party, you get rid of Citizens United or something, Republican Party over-under on it is 3.5 years, and then it's gone.
It'll go away before an election.
Yeah, no, it's possible. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of lunatics on an island. And you pull the string, they're gone. There'll be another party. It's not like conservatism is going to die. Don't get me wrong. There'll be another conservative party, and they'll be rational, and you'll get into debates like you used to in the 1980s with George Will, and things will be fine, and you'll have good debates with people like Ron Paul, Rand Paul, whatever it is, right? But this party is on a, it's a time bomb.
There you go, folks. He's calling people lunatics. Everybody who questions the document that Obama gave out is a lunatic. Anyone who questions the president is a lunatic. Anyone who questions the mainstream media is a lunatic. That's basically what he's saying here in his video. Now, let me play you a clip here called 20-Year-Old Brochure Said Obama, Born in Kenya.
Okay, we're back from the break. This is a special report from Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Today, on Thursday, May the 17th, 2012, Andrew Breitbart's channel is carrying a story which is in the headlines of WorldNet Daily and the headlines of Drudge. The title of the story is The Vetting. Speaking of the vetting of Obama. The Vetting Exclusive. Obama's Literary Agent in 1991 booklet. Born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. Now, the point of the article is not necessarily to prove that Barack Obama was born in Kenya, but rather the point of the article is that Obama himself told his literary agents that he was born in Kenya, raised in Indonesia and Hawaii, and that was in 1991. He was getting ready to write a book, and this pamphlet was produced by his literary agent to pave the way, to market the book, to prepare the public for the upcoming release of the book. And the literary agent published in the pamphlet in 1991, Barack Obama, born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. So, despite Breitbart's confidence that Obama was born in Hawaii, which he expressed over and over again before his untimely death, and the people who still run the Breitbart channel say that they have great confidence that Obama was born in Hawaii. Well, despite that confidence, the more the facts come out, the less that confidence is warranted. In light of Joe Arpaio's investigation, and now in light of this 1991 pamphlet, which Obama had to have given them this information. maybe eventually the evidence will overcome these people's fear of being ridiculed for being a birther. I know that I, for one, have never cared if somebody ridiculed me for being a birther. What does birther mean? It means I'm an American citizen patriot who wants to know the place of birth of the man who's commander-in-chief of our military forces. But what this means is, no matter where Obama was born, the so-called birthers, we've been acting on real substantive irregularities and substantive information all along, just like we've been telling you. You can't blame us for believing what Obama has claimed himself in the past. So now all birthers are off the hook of the label of being called crazy. Yes, we are. We are off that hook because Obama himself, Obama's literary agents, and even if the literary agent said it and Obama didn't, Obama let him say it. So we're not crazy for saying that the evidence exists that Obama may have been born in Kenya and not Hawaii. The first birthers, as it turns out, were Obama's own literary agents. Birthers for more than 20 years. The next first birthers, let me remind you, were Bill and Hillary Clinton in the 2008 presidential campaign. They were the first public officials to make public accusations of Obama's ineligibility. We still have the promises of Sheriff Joe Arpaio that more investigation revelations are yet to come. So hang on, America. This is going to get interesting. Now, don't forget, if Sheriff Arpaio's investigation is correct, and remember, it was a 6-month investigation with 6 criminal investigators, 3 of them being attorneys, farmed out evidence to forensics laboratories and digital document experts. 2 of those investigators were Obama bots by their own admission until the evidence was presented to them, and now they call themselves full-fledged birthers. And this investigation was conducted by a sheriff who has 50 years of law enforcement experience, 30 years at the federal level. If that investigation is correct, and there has been no evidence proffered that it's not correct, then that means, now people hear this, we have an illegal alien in the White House as commander-in-chief of America's armed forces. And we have military officers in prison right now because they rightly refused to follow the orders of a foreign invader, illegal usurper in the White House. See, that explains a lot of things that have been happening in America this last 3 years, doesn't it? 1991 pamphlet from his literary agent. Barack Obama, born in Kenya, raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. Nope, birthers aren't crazy at all. The Obama bots, as it turned out, are the crazy ones.
As you can see, these 2 guys are the crazy ones, folks. All right, people are waking up. And I'm sorry to say this, but Cenk, and if I can pronounce that correctly, Cenk, yeah, that's how it is. He just doesn't want to accept the truth or, open his eyes a little more or do some research or read a little more. He just follows the mainstream media. Even now, he portrays his network as an alternative media news site. But in reality, the Young Turks is all part of the mainstream news. Okay? They're all pro-Obama news. Right? He even picked Obama to win this presidential election in another video that he posted. I'm not saying that he's all bad because there's some videos that he puts up that I actually like. Some of the information. This is one thing I truly disagree with him, and it really upsets me and, kind of ticks me off by calling me crazy because I'm a patriot. I'm someone who cares about the truth. I'm someone who wants answers. And I'm someone who is called a lunatic because of these 2 guys. Because I'm the one that researches and looks into things. And I'm the one that tries to help others to wake up and help others to see the truth for what it really is. And these 2 guys are calling us crazy. So all of you out there who are subscribed to the Young Turks, I recommend you go up to this button right here and you click unsubscribe because I don't like these 2 guys anymore. I'm not going to watch any of their videos. All right. since I've watched this video, it's disgusting. All right, I'm sorry, I cannot watch it. It doesn't matter even if you are on the fence with Obama being born in another country, or you're just on that fence where you're leaning towards one side or the other. I mean, you're going to be called a lunatic. And these two guys, they're still stuck on the left-right paradigm, still stuck on Republicans versus Democrats. That's still part of the mainstream, folks. So if you love the Young Turks, go ahead, continue to follow them. But sooner or later, you're going to realize that more facts and more evidence is going to start coming out showing the real person that is our president right now. He's being exposed on so many different levels. And he will continue to be exposed. I'm sure most of you have heard about the article where they're training MPs on the streets of St. Louis and new tanks. And they're being very, very secretive about it. So you can tell that Obama is ordering the military to do this training, of course. And he's an illegal alien. Even though, of course, I think we all should travel around the world as long as we have our own passport. But then again, it's all these lines and borders. That's a whole nother topic, whole nother story. I just think we should be able to travel where we want to and be free on this world and not be controlled or enslaved. But anyway, that's my response to these two video clips, especially this one right here by the Young Turks. So let's boycott them, unsubscribe, and the people in the comments area, they say, this guy right here, party of ignorance. This is crazy. I mean, they're still going after the party. All right. Basically, there's only one party. And that's the party of the people who want freedom and peace. The people that want to restore the Constitution, restore the Republic, and restore this nation back to its rightful place. Because it never really was a free country at all. It never was, never will be. Until we change the way the system works. Change everything. Alright? The whole political system. So everybody out there have a beautiful week and take care. Bye-bye.